18 dead, thousands still crossing. Spain is deploying the military. Europe's only land border with Africa is buckling under the pressure. Migrants are swimming around barriers, climbing fences and pouring into Ceuta. Is this another border surge, or Europe's biggest migration crisis in years? Italy is already warning it could suspend Spain from the Schengen zone. Spain's border has been overwhelmed. Thousands of migrants have poured into the tiny European enclave of Ceuta from neighbouring Morocco. The death toll is climbing, troops have been deployed, and one of Europe's most sensitive borders is facing its biggest migration crisis in years. At least 18 migrants have died trying to reach the Spanish exclave of Ceuta after huge crowds breached the border from neighbouring Morocco, triggering what local authorities have described as an absolute humanitarian and social emergency. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez wrote on X that his government was committed to providing a responsible solution to the situation.
The government of Spain is fully committed to providing an immediate response to the situation in Ceuta. We are mobilizing all necessary resources, working with Moroccan and international authorities, and preparing the necessary measures to restore normalcy as soon as possible. I just conveyed this to President Juan Vivas Lara.
According to Ceuta's regional government, between 1,500 and 2,000 migrants entered the enclave over the past 10 days. Many reached the territory by swimming around border barriers on inflatable devices, while others crossed by scaling fences or entering through land crossings. At the same time, Spain's Interior Ministry estimates that 49,000 migrants crossed into Ceuta over the past 24 hours. Footage from the scene showed crowds walking around the breakwaters at Tarajal Beach onto local roads, with some migrants shouting "Viva España" as they entered Spanish territory. Most appeared to be young men, although families, women and small children were also among those crossing.
I crossed through the sand at the beginning of Castillejos, then climbed over a wall belonging to the Moroccan police. Then I entered across the border by swimming. Well, I swam about 200 meters in the sea, and that's all.
The scale of the influx prompted Ceuta's regional president, Jesus Vivas, to declare an absolute humanitarian and social emergency and urge Madrid to deploy the military to restore control of the border. However, Spain's Interior Ministry rejected calls to declare a national emergency, saying migration crises do not fall under those provisions. However, it confirmed that 60 troops from the armed forces would be deployed to reinforce the civil guard and help maintain security in Ceuta. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez is expected to visit the enclave on Friday, accompanied by Interior Minister Fernando Grande Marlaska, as the government responds to the rapidly escalating situation. Rashid Spihi, who leads a local association representing Spain's civil guard officers in Ceuta, described the situation as a serious humanitarian crisis, adding that the border had totally collapsed as thousands of migrants crossed into the territory.
It's a disgrace, honestly. The only solution I see is for Spain to do what Donald Trump does and start deporting people. Above all, it has to deploy the Navy at the border to stop anyone from getting through. Because if this was a disgrace in 2021, now it's even worse. Please, Sanchez, do something. If not, resign.
Migrant rights activist Zakaria Zaroki told Reuters that the latest surge resembles the events of May 2021, when around 10,000 Moroccan and sub-Saharan migrants entered Ceuta within days. He added that people continued gathering in the Moroccan city of Fnidek in an effort to cross the frontier. Ceuta, together with Melilla, forms the European Union's only land border with Africa and has long been a flashpoint for irregular migration into Europe. Earlier this month, Spain's Supreme Court ruled that migrants intercepted at sea while attempting to reach Ceuta or Melilla cannot be returned to Morocco. Meanwhile, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni described the scenes in Ceuta as shocking and warned that Italy was considering exceptional measures including the possible suspension of Spain from the Schengen visa-free travel zone. As Spanish troops reinforce the border and European leaders scramble to respond, Ceuta has once again become the center of Europe's migration crisis, with authorities struggling to regain control as more migrants continue attempting to reach the enclave.
Tío, ¿viste cómo está el agua de mierda? Spania!